Hey, so it is September 15th, and I just got done with my econ class, and we had a guest speaker today. His name was Logan, I'm pretty sure, and he graduated from FSU 2 years ago, and he talked about his experience here and what his job is like now and all that stuff. He's a banker because he majored in economics with a general background. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and other stuff, and yeah, it was eventful. We took another quiz, which is basically just another attendance quiz. This class is about to be really easy considering I've already taken economics, like I've taken 4 years of economics in high school, and now it's basically just like a general review, and kind of excited for it. Our first real test is 2 weeks from now, and I'm procrastinating, and I'm not gonna study right now, because I will eventually, but I'm a little bored, and I don't know what to talk about. I have my ORIE class next, which is at 1 o'clock, and it is 12:25 right now. And I'm not gonna be late. I just dropped off Kayla to her first advisor meeting, and we got lunch, and yeah, I'm excited for my psych class, which is Monday, which is today at 3 o'clock, and yeah, I'm really bored, I'm really tired. I have a cut on my toe, and I have no idea how I got it, and it hurts really, 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 really badly. But I'm gonna start reading my psych book, and I should see you later. So I just got back from dinner. I'm dropping off Kayla to her next ORIE. I forgot what ORIE stands for, and I completely forgot that you don't know what it stands for, but I'll probably put it in the description. But I dropped her off at her ORIE presentation, which is the diversity activity, I guess. I don't really know what it is. I haven't had mine yet. But yeah, it was at the gym, and we have a new rock climbing wall, which looks extremely scary. And we watched the cheerleaders do their routine and watched a little bit of a volleyball game before her class started, since we got there really early after dinner. I realized that I'm obsessed with mashed potatoes. They're so good. I'm obsessed with mashed potatoes and corn. And it's kind of shocking that you don't like corn, but maybe it'll be a different story now that you have your braces off. But yeah, I had dinner, which was really good. Psychology was very eventful and funny. My teacher still looks like Santa, and everyone keeps telling him that, and so now he made this plan to get fatter so he could be the Santa Claus at the local mall, and that's gonna be his retirement plan, so he only works like a week out of the year. It's funny, but we talked about, like, I don't even know, it jumped a lot, but we answered true or false questions about psychology to see if we were smart enough to not fall into the random assumptions or wrong information that's constantly portrayed through media. And yeah, only 3 people in the class actually passed with the 70, which was insane. The movie Lucy is a Lie, he talked about that, and Morgan Freeman, no matter how wonderful his voice sounds, he can also lie to you. We learned how to manipulate lie detector tests, and how magicians aren't really hypnotists, they're just liars. It was a very, very interesting class, but it was okay. The people next to me don't like this one guy that does not know how to stop talking, but I think he's really nice. And if he wasn't talking, the class would be extremely boring and dry, because he was the only one that bothered to ask questions besides myself. Excuse me. And we talked about, like, how the mind, or how memory doesn't really have a limit. So I was like, why do we forget things, or how come we can't remember things quite as well? And he's like, it's just because we were talking about, like, neurons and how neurons die, and I was like, well, maybe that's how you lose memory. But no, it's just because the neuron decides that it's not important anymore because you haven't used it enough, or the reason why you can't remember someone's name like 5 seconds after they told them is because you weren't actually paying attention or cared enough to try to remember. And I was like, oh, it makes me feel like a bad person because I can't remember anyone's name for anything. But yeah, psychology is really good. It's probably my favorite class right now besides economics, and economics is just easy, but I like the material too. My ORIE class I didn't have. We were sent to the library to have a little discussion and learn how to use the library website and how to navigate, because it's extremely complicated because there's 5 floors and then everything's alphabetized, but it's not actually alphabetized in the way you think it would be. It's alphabetized. I had the paper somewhere. It's alphabetized by the Library of Congress classification system, which is complicated. I think it's complicated. I covered the mic again. I always forget that I can't do that. But yeah, it was an okay day. I'm waiting for you to get home. I'm really tired. You can tell that I'm tired because I have like extra bags under my eyes. I'm so sleepy. It's 7:23. I have to finish reading the psych book. I'm about halfway done. Each chapter is a lot. It's like 70 something pages, and I have a test tomorrow. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow because it's an online test and I can take it as many times as I want, but I like to always get it done the day before and hopefully retake it multiple times so I can get 100, because theirs should be really easy. And then I have to take the chapter 1 exam, which was like another 77 pages of reading that I've already done that I can't comprehend. I don't like reading. Reading is really boring, and I can't concentrate enough, and I don't retain information when it's not like verbally spoken to me, or I'm not like filling out a worksheet at the same time. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is write or like look at the questions in the back of the book and actually try to figure them out before I start reading, because it's not working and I can't retain information. So yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Something I forgot to mention is that during the Monopoly game, I brought down my Starburst. Worst decision I could have possibly made, because like it was like an entire bag, because it's around like Halloween season, and so it was really cheap candy, and I was like, okay, $2, that's okay. It was like a pound of Starburst. I have maybe 20 left in the bag, and there were 5 people playing Monopoly. I regret this. It was the bag of reds, and everyone picked the light pink ones, and I was like, that's everyone's favorite, because that's all you ate too, and I was left with everything else. But I was sad, and I have to go buy some more candy because I ran out, and I can't eat your mom's or I'll explode. So, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.